crafty friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go through a Lawn Fawn birthday haul, and then we are going to make a card with one of our items at the end. So as most of you know, if you've ordered from Lawn Fawn, you always get your order wrapped up in some beautiful Lawn Fawn twine with the turquoise and kind of the lime green color. This is actually 2 orders because they were out of stock of one of my items, and so I had to do another order right after as soon as they got back in stock. But so I did get 2 of those. And then my free birthday set. Every year they have a new birthday set, and if you're part of have an account with them, you qualify to get the set when you make an order during your birthday month. And this one is called Party Cat. You're perfect, with a cute little fishy in a bow. And happy birthday to you. Okay, the other free set I got is this cute one called Simply Celebrate Teachers. So it's focused on teachers with the owl and the diploma hat and the cute little birdies. I like that it has the little quote bubbles. Good morning, class. Good morning, teacher. Thanks so much. For owl, you do. Who's a great teacher? You are. Owl, I know. I learned from you. We owl appreciate you. Hello, teacher. And then, of course, a beautiful thank you, which will be great for mini cards. And what I like also is with these Simply Celebrates is I could even take the owl off and just use the birdies. You could use just the owl and maybe one birdie, or lots of different ways you can use these. And of course, using Lawn Fawn stamps, they all work together so great, which I love. So this set is my first Simply Celebrate set, which inspired me to get these next ones. Since I didn't have any Simply Celebrate, I decided to go ahead and get the Simply Celebrate Critters. I love making puppy dog cards. We have a dog. My son loves dogs. Most people I know love dogs, but of course the cats, the mice, the birds, and the bunnies are all going to be so great. With a happy birthday, let's celebrate. You are awesome, so awesome. Hip hip hooray, and you are the best. And of course this quote bubble is great for these Simply Celebrates and can also be used with this one. And then I did go ahead and get the Simply Celebrate Hangout, mainly because I can use this with the Simply Celebrates, but also it'll be great for scenery with other cards. You'll see in a sec I got the Library Critters, so this will be great for that. Lots of mice, so the cheese is great. Party table, brick wall for any scene, or the fence for any scene will be great. So I'm really excited to use this, not just for Simply Celebrate, but to set the scene in lots of different cards with other Lawn Fawn products. Okay, then let's go through these little off ones. So I did, of course, I always try to get the birthday year set for Lawn Fawn. This is year 15, which is a boba tea. Happy birthday to my bestie. I do like that if you wanted to mask off the boba, you could have pretty much any drink. You could have a latte, you could have a tea, you could have lemonade, anything you want to make it. Some cute little happy faces, hey cute tea, let's part tea, and of course an adorable little heart. So I actually think this is quite a versatile set for being so small. And then I did get the I Love You mower. I believe this was a limited edition. I think it was when it's sold out, it's done. So it's a cute little mouse, got a lawnmower, I Love You mower every day. This grass will be really cute for different scenes. This mouse can be doing lots of different things, not just pushing a lawnmower, because they are separate. He could be holding a giant boba tea. He could be holding a bird. He could be pushing something else, maybe a cart or something from another set. And then these are little grass clippings, but again, these could also be confetti, it could be sprinkles, they could be all sorts of things. So I do think this cute little set is very versatile. Okay, so the other set I got is the heart tree. I do not have any trees or scenery type of things for any of my Lawn Fawn sets, so I thought this was such a cute one and would be a perfect little addition, especially with the birds and the little music notes. Okay, and then let's see. I got all the little library critters. I love reading, so of course I had to have those ones. So this one is the, I'm trying to read it on the bottom here, Little Woodland Library. And this is the original set with all the little animals reading. It's got the cute little free book, the little book, what is it called? Book library, little library. It's called a little library, and it says little library right here. So this would be super cute for little kids cards, teacher cards, fellow reader cards. Really excited to use this. And these little quotes here will be really good inside of the speech bubbles, like in things like this. They can be used, they work perfectly with that. So I love how all these sets work together. Really good. Okay, and then I also got the Woodland Library Friends add-on. So it's got some different animals. We've got bunny reading, some turtles, a hedgehog, a worm. So we have a worm here and here, but we have a worm facing the other way, so we have some new things. A different stack of books, and then of course some more quotes, book quotes to go with it. And then the Little Woodland Library add-on gives us a book with different little funny titles, book titles to go into it, like Harry Potter, Fox in Socks, Love and Peace, Acorns of Wrath, Of Mice and Men, The Very Hungry Bookworm, If You Give a Squirrel a Nut, Goodnight Woods, Forest Tales. And then we have a little flip here, which would be good for any interactive cards that we make where there might be a flip to it. Butterfly in the Sky is this one here. So these are all going to make some really great cards. And then I got the whole set. I have been wanting this ever since it came out, and that is the treat cart. So I finally got the treat cart. I did get the matching dies to go with it. I usually don't get dies because I have a scan and cut, and it works really great. Die cutting, or not, it doesn't die cut, but it cuts out Lawn Fawn sets really well. So I don't typically get it. Every once in a while I'll get the dies just because it is a little bit faster if I want to make a quick card. So occasionally, and I really think this is a super fun, it's super cute set. So I went ahead and got the dies for this so I can make quick cards with it. And then I got all the little add-ons with it. So I got the treat cart add-on coffee. So that's going to be great. It seems like it focuses more at the fall and the winter, but you can obviously use it all year long, just choosing different sentiments for it. And then there's the smoothie one, which is the newest one, treat cart add-on smoothies juice. So we have another little bunny here facing the other way than this one, and different smoothies to sell at the treat cart. And wishing you a smooth recovery, which I think is always great to have different ideas for get well cards. And then this one goes with this one. It's just some more words like we blend well together, juice be yourself, you're juice the best, you're just the best, so smooth, I made you a card because, again, these are going to be great sentiments, not even just with the treat cart, but with other things too. And then finally, treat cart sentiment add-on, which kind of works more with the ice cream. Today's your day, ice cream makes everything better, congratulations. You are a treat to work with. Happy ice cream day. Yes, it's a real day. I'll have to definitely look that up when ice cream day is and make sure I make a card for it. That'll be really super fun. So I went ahead and got all those. I'm ready to go with the treat cart. Okay, so that's all the stamps and their matching dies that I got. I did get the grass stencil. I have the grass die cut, but I did not have the stencil, so I decided to go ahead and get that so I can do scenery with it. This is actually my first reverse stitched dies. So they have the reverse stitched circles, scallops, rectangles. There's lots of different ones. This is the first time I've ever gotten one of the reversed. I usually just get the regular ones, but I wanted to try out doing some new things with this, so I decided to go ahead and try getting the, getting the scalloped rectangle, reverse stitch scalloped rectangle windows, so I can make some different borders for my Lawn Fawn cards. Okay, and finally, I got some paper. I love, love, love their paper. They always send you some free ones. So these are the free ones. They're usually the 12 by 12s that have been cut down into 6 by 6s, so they are reversible. So I have some fun choices through there. And I love that most of the time it's things that I don't have at all. So those are going to be fun. And then I did get the pint-sized patterns summertime 6 by 6. I usually only get the 6 by 6 in Lawn Fawn, but let's go ahead and open this up. So these are the patterns. We got sweet little hearts. Those are so tiny. I like it. Stripes, circles, dots, little daisies. Like it said, pint-sized patterns. Focus on the blue. Little open circles. Little dot lines. Okay. So that's the summertime color set. And then we have the Bitsy Blooms, which is kind of more springy, summery. And these are so pretty. I love the colors of this. These are going to go really cute with the street cart and the library. Okay, so that is what I got in this Lawn Fawn haul. And I think we're going to make a card today. Let's do, since I did get the dies in the treat cart, let's do a card with the treat cart today. We can use the matching dies. And I think I might use one of the hangouts. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of the add-ons, so I'm just going to put those aside. And let's go ahead and try out these with it. And I'll figure out the paper to go with it too, so we can use lots of different things that are from this one haul. Like I said, we're going to be using the treat cart with the dies, so let's go ahead and decide what we want to do. I tend to overstamp just so as I create my card I have extra things. I'd rather have extra than have to stamp some more. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the reverse stitch scallop rectangle windows to cut a border from this rainbow paper that is from the pint-sized pattern summertime paper pack. So that's going to go around the edge. I'm going to do some ink blending on the back here to kind of ground our images. So I just need to figure out what images we're going to do. So I know obviously I want to do the treat cart. I'm going to have the bear probably in the treat cart, and the bunny to the side. And then I think I'm going to do the sign on this side. So we kind of have a group of 3 items. And then I'm going to make this a birthday card. I'm going to put the ice cream flavors, vanilla, coffee, and mint chip on the sign. So we need that. And then I want them holding ice cream. So let's do, I'm going to have the bear holding the ice cream, which will actually be on this side, but, and then I'm going to have the bunny holding a little cup of ice cream, and maybe the spoon. And then on the stand here, I might put the little grouping of ice cream. It's like for him to sell to other buddies as they come by. So, okay, so those, I know those are the ones I need. So what I'm gonna do now is just take them off with my Misty side. My Misty, I'm gonna put my paper in here. This is Nina Classic Crest White. It's good for Copic coloring. And I'm just gonna use the one big magnet in the middle. Okay. So now I just need to stamp out, figure out placement for all my items. I need enough room to be able to do the die cuts around them with this small white border. So, go. Okay. And because I'm doing Copic coloring, we're going to use the Memento, which is a Copic friendly ink. And even though mine, I feel like I keep re-inking it, it's always on the drier side. So I am going to double stamp, maybe even triple stamp. I have a little Stampin' Bug. I'll use that. Give extra pressure. Okay, so yep, definitely need another press. I've been doing stamping for a long time, and I have always liked to twist my ink pads on it and then stamp it down. I don't know if anyone else does that, if it's really helpful or unnecessary, but it's what I like to do. And that looks pretty good. So I'm seeing my bear is actually a little over stamped and the rest looks good. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the ice cream flavors right inside of the sign. Like that. I'm gonna use a baby wipe to go ahead and clean my other stamps so I can take them off. I'm going to restamp the bear. Should I restamp this too? Not sure why those overstamped when everything else was fine. Okay, so let's do the bear again. And the ice cream again. Okay. So just those 3. maybe I'll only need to do those once. I'm not going to push as hard. See my sign upside down? Bear looks way better, so we're going to take him away. And we got to do the sign again. I'm going to set this aside to dry, and we're going to move over to this. Let's get our dies out. And I got these from Amazon. Zuron, I think it says. They're just little metal cutters. They work really good with cutting apart the die cuts. And I think I'm going to use the biggest one. So I'm just going to line it up as close to the edge and as straight as possible. I do have a little bit of tape here. Just to hold it in place. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that off screen. Okay, like I said, this was a new die for me, and as you can see, I thought it was going to cut the whole rectangle out, but it just cut the inside, like it said, the inside stitched. So what I'm going to do, I think you need to start with the size of paper that you actually want. So I'm going to, after the fact, cut it to the size that I want. And hopefully this works out right. Okay. Now, got a sliver, just a sliver off of this end. Definitely trickier doing it this way, so learn from my mistake and don't cut it on a big piece of paper. Cut the paper down first. Okay, much better. I also went ahead and cut out a couple of these in a 110-pound white cardstock just to give it some depth without having to put foam tape behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside with, it's like a sample piece of granite. So I'm just going to put that on there just to help it dry nice and flat. Don't worry about that. And we're done with this, so we'll put it aside. Okay, and let's bring back out our little images. I'm going to start with the bear, and we're going to color him in E50, E51. We're going to do in warm grays. So I got W0 and W2. looking back at these colors, I did pick out Copic colors that kind of go with all of these so I can do my ice cream in colors that'll match the outside. That is drawing before we die cut. We're going to make our back panel. I just want to add a little bit of ink blending on here to give kind of a somewhere for our items to sit. Most of the color is going to be in this rectangle that's around it, so we just need kind of like a sky. So I'm using tumbled glass distress oxide. Tap off on the side a little and then gently bring it out. Remember, when you're doing things like this, you can always add more color, but you can't take it away once you put it on. So try to start very light. Go out just a tad more. Okay, that's good. I like that. I have my Tim Holtz Sidekick, and we're going to cut these out. So I gotta cut this down so it fits on here. So let's just trim these down. Get rid of the ones we don't need. Okay, now we have everything ready to be put together. One last thing we need to do is stamp our sentiment. So first, let's figure out what our sentiment's going to be. Like I said before, it's going to be a birthday card. So let's do have the coolest birthday ever. I think I'll skip the exclamation mark this time. Okay, so let's get back out the Misty. Let's figure this out. Okay, so I like to do is put stay. Okay, let's put our words down here and just make sure where we want to put our cart. We have this here, the cart to be centered but up a little, so we have room for our words. So I think about right there. Sometimes it's fun to do these kind of wonky, so you don't have to line them up. Which do I want to do? I think I'm going to try to line them up. The tedious part of the whole card, probably. Okay, I think that looks good. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, and even though I used Memento ink before, my favorite black ink to stamp in is the VersaFine. And since I'm not going to be doing any Copic coloring, it'll be fine. And just tap it on. We're still in frame, and flip it over. And just gently press. If you press too hard, you're going to get that smudge out of ink. And that looks good. Okay, magnet, I need to deal with you later. Put that aside. All right, now we can start gluing everything together. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this on, which I'm seeing is now slightly smaller than my base, so I'm going to trim that. The VersaFine ink is a pigment ink, so it takes a little to dry. So you want to be careful not to smudge or touch it right after stamping it. Okay, let's see if that fits now. Much better. Okay, let's get gluing. It's hard gluing down every single scallop. Okay, after letting that dry, so we got some nice dimension on there. Okay, so we got our treat cart. Bear is going to go behind with the ice cream sitting on it, cone in his hand. Let me figure this out for this. Maybe I won't give him an ice cream because these kind of cover up his hand. If I do, maybe have him out here. I think that'll work. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just turn him over. I'm just going to tape him onto the back. And then I can glue a little bit of glue his hand. And there. Okay, like that. We can pop all of it up. Get rid of the black speck. Okay, now the bunny, let's build him. He's going to hold the little ice cream. And we can either have him holding the spoon or have the spoon in it, or just say no spoon. I kind of like the spoon. Let's do the spoon. All right, so all of our pieces are put together. We're going to pop these up. I have some little and big foam, so let's do this one first. I'll use the big ones. And I'm going to just cut some little pieces for the small wheel. The handlebar. And for the one bar. Okay, let's take all these off. And finally the sign. The only thing I'm not liking is this. It's double popped up. So we're going to take take the foam dot off of the ice cream. It doesn't matter how it looks underneath. I'm going to put glue handlebar and then just glue the ice cream right to it. All right. Okay, I have my card base. It is 5.5 by 9. So I'm going to score it right in the middle. Which I have marked here. And using my bone folder. Fold it on the halfway mark. This is 110-pound paper. So it does take a little more effort to fold. Okay, and let's see how this fits on it. Should fit good, but it seems like these are a little bit smaller. And I am right, so I'm just going to trim much better. Okay, so let's just put glue all over. And the spine tip is great. It does make harder for doing these kinds of things. My other one though is not handy at the moment. Okay, so let's get all the corners because I don't like corners coming up in my cards. Okay. And start with the top. Even it out and press it down. And I don't want to put the block on it this time because I don't want to smash my foam. So I'm just going to hold it for a little bit. There we go. And for one last final thing, I have some of these dewdrops that I'm going to go ahead and add. Just a few embellishments. I think they won't take away too much since they're clear. Got all that color in there. So let's do big one, little, and then maybe two on this side, a big and a little. Okay. There we go. There's our card. What do you guys think? What should I do next? The library critters, the heart tree, the love you more, the boba tea. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. Should I make another treat cart card using the smoothie for summer? All right, leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next. Thanks for joining us. Bye.